Next one you've got on your list is Somebody to Roll.
Yeah, there's a lot of Manny stories here. We recorded in the first time I met Manny was at Sun Studios in Memphis. And then we couldn't finish the recording, so Manny invited me back to his house. And then once I was in the house, and you can imagine, diehard Nazareth fan. I think he's just diving onto heaven to sit in Manny's studio and look at all his guitars, and telling stories about the various guitars. And then he picked up an old Flying V guitar. He bought it in Arizona during the Hair of the Dog tour when they were really popular in America. He brought it brand new at the time, so I think it's a 74 or 75 model. But anyway, he said that he bought it there and then he took it back to UK, and I think John Birch was a luthier that to the stars. Everybody who went on Top of the Pops, they had their guitars customized by John Birch because it was like Slade at the time, obviously.
Right.
Then they wanted some really cool looking guitars with sort of flashy scratch plates and stuff. What was about the guitars at the time, even though it was a Gibson, at the time they were cutting corners in the Gibson factory. So the Gibson guitars from the 70s, they are not known for being particularly good from a manufacturing point of view. And among musicians, they go back to the sort of guitars from the late 50s and 60s, sort of the golden era of Gibsons. But anyway, Manny bought that guitar on that tour brand new, and he took it back and he had it customized, and he recorded playing the game with it, that guitar, and he recorded the follow-up album with that guitar, Expect No Mercy as well.
Expect No Mercy, yeah.
As I looked at that guitar, Manny put it up and put it in my lap and said, "Oh, I recorded Somebody to Roll with this guitar." So that's and I said, well, it's one of my favorite sounds of all time. Just listen to that intro, like that sort of that guitar is just a sound to die for, And Manny said that they recorded that in Canada, and he was so happy with the sound on the playing the game out. That's when he really got into the sounds, and he sort of perfected the sounds on that record. So he was happy with it. But at the time, 2015, Manny was moving back to Europe.
Right.
And then he needed to sell off a lot of equipment because he had like hundreds of guitars and amps and everything in his garage and things like that. And he contacted me and asked me if I wanted to buy his Flying V. So I said, of course. But I was concerned. Obviously, he's selling off some of his prized possessions at that time. But I did say to him, like, okay, if I'm doing it, it's still going to be your guitar. You can still play it. And if you ever need it on tours, you can take it, and if you want it back, just take it back. I don't want the guitar really. So I'm not a collector, but I do like to play guitars. But obviously I couldn't pass up on owning it. But then sort of touching end story to that, fast forward to obviously after Manny passed away, Manuel Escudero, again, the vocalist for his band in Spain.
Yeah.
He invited us all to play a memorial concert to Manny.
Yes.
So I took this guitar with me. We played Somebody to Roll at that gig. That was very special. We had Tracy Lamb from Girl School.
Yeah.
She came in and she played bass. And Emil Gammeltoft, a friend of mine from Sweden, he sang amazing vocals on the song. So to stand on that stage with that guitar.
Was that concert recorded by any chance?
No, it wasn't. It was talk about doing it, but it was so much organizing with people flying in from everywhere, and it wasn't done in the end. There is some rehearsal footage available on the Fluffy Jackets YouTube channel, actually. So people can go on there, and unfortunately, we didn't get Somebody to Roll. We got a few other songs recorded that's on that YouTube channel.